Oh hey Shahali, thank you. Thank you for the verification. Welcome to the SHI Tournament Semifinals. Tonight we've got AngryLarry and Link Sevens battling to see who will face Buzz Thunder in the championship match. They should start any second here. Looks like streams are a little out of sync. See if we can get them back in sync. Alright, well, who knows? Both racers off to a pretty normal start here. See, not quite as many bones picked up in the first segment as last night. Ooh, Larry accidentally walks on the little high road there. I'm not sure why Link's stream is so far behind. See if we can't fix that. Sorry about the technical difficulties here. Alright, this looks better. So both fighting the creepy coop with its drivers, the gruesome twosome. Looks like maybe Larry got there a little bit ahead. Larry finishes off the boss. Oh, Larry's got some fans today. Link also finishing off the boss. Nothing really spectacular there. A pretty easy boss. Both of these players are well able to deal with all the bosses in this game. We move on to A2, the quicksand level. Not too much exciting in this level either. Looks like Larry gained some time. I thought Link was ahead going into the... Oh no, Larry was ahead. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. And now the inside the pyramid level. You get to pretty much entirely skip, both players managing to not get crushed by the weight there. Larry opting to damage boost over the first statue. I didn't see that strat too much, but it worked out for him alright. They are pretty close here. I don't know what the time difference is. Larry doesn't have a timer up. He's apparently subscribing to the Joshy D school of gameplay. So I can't see if the runs are out of sync. Both players getting to the boss at almost the exact same time here. Here we got boss number 2, the Army Surplus Special. Oh, Link somehow only has 5 hearts still. He must have forgot to use a heart at some point. Or maybe he just got that, didn't get enough bones. It doesn't seem like you can really skip that many. I think he must have just forgot to press it. And both players defeating that boss at about the same time as well. So this is still a very close race. onto the ostrich and gorilla stage. It's the first stage with the jump that an enemy comes and surprises you. If you're not aware of it, can easily knock you into a hole right at the end of the level. Link manages to avoid it, and Larry throws a bomb just to be safe. Onto the forest level. These players are still both very close. Larry opts for the low path, but there's not a huge difference between them, so kind of an insignificant change in routing there. Looks like Link has gotten ever so slightly ahead here. And enters the forest temple. Ooh. Larry takes a little bit of a tumble into the spike pit there. Opts to refill his hearts en route to boss number 3, the Buzz Wagon. No relation to Buzz Thunder. And both of these players are making the bosses look completely like pointless. You know, just spam bombs at them until they go away. Link cleans up the Buzz Wagon with ease. And Larry is right behind him. After a little bit of lore, we'll move on to stage B1. Both players not managing to select the wrong stage. Or avoiding. I believe Buzz is seeing Bare Naked Ladies in Milwaukee or something. We'll have to ask Larry about it later. B1 is a fairly straightforward stage. There's a couple jumps where you can get knocked into the water. This stage gets a lot more difficult if you don't have power-ups going into it, because there's not too many bones near the beginning of the level. It's hard to get your power-ups back if you do die, but as we see, Link has no trouble getting through it and proceeds on to the whale stage. And Larry is shortly behind him. Well played, CF. I don't think he's actually seeing Bare Naked Ladies. I just picked some band I knew it wasn't, so that when he watches this VOD, he'll be annoyed. Oh man, I don't know. I think you've met your quota of Bare Naked Ladies jokes now. Link makes quick work of the water stage and goes on to face Peter Perfect in the Turbo Terrific. In the pre-production episode of this show, this car was actually called the Varoom Roadster instead of the Turbo Terrific, but they decided that the Peter Perfect and Turbo Terrific matching alliteration would be a better name. Link sends Peter Perfect to the pit stop and moves on to the water stage, B2. And Larry is still right on his heels. This is still anyone's game. Yeah, I don't think I have any Who's the Boss or Family Matters trivia, unfortunately. Both players have the wings here, so they'll be able to use the fast swim strats. Having no platforming in this level, they apparently wanted the wings to be worth something. So if you have the wings, you can hold A to swim faster. biggest part of these levels is cutting the corners as close as you can so that you don't lose time swimming around. You actually can't move diagonally on this level, which is kind of annoying. But neither player's having any trouble with the levels tonight. This is what a winner's bracket race looks like. Link Sevens is on to face Pat Pending in his Converticar. This is an easy boss to lose time on because his second phase has this annoying behavior of going up in the sky. Looks like Link only got one hit on the first, but he gets a 3 cycle there. Only a 2 this time, but he should be able to wrap it up in 3 here. Yep. He takes care of Pat Pending. Looks like Larry might be able to get a 2 cycle on this and regain some time. Oh, must be 1 short. Link is now on to Candyland. Larry right behind him. This is probably the hardest of the the hardest of the platforming levels, with I think 3 or so trolley jumps that can set you back and lose you quite a bit of time. Link makes it through the first one no problem. Ooh, but Larry takes a hit, and that's gonna set him back. Luckily his mic is muted or we'd be hearing some colorful language right now. Now Link charges ahead onto the second phase. Inside some sort of funhouse. Yeah, I know you were joking about it, Choke, but with that, with Larry taking that fall, this is actually looking quite a lot like last night's race. Ooh, Larry almost forgets about the last troll jump there, but at the last second sits down and calms down to kill the dragonfly before he gets knocked into the pit, keeping the race a little bit close. And Link gets through the funhouse level to take on Penelope Pitstop in her Compact Pussycat, the only female boss in this game, the only female character, perhaps unsurprisingly, from a 1950s era cartoon. This is another boss that can be can cost you a lot of time if you get off on the timing a little bit. So it looks like Link is only about one whole boss fight ahead, so a single death and this could be a very close race again. Link is now on to the ice level. Larry having some trouble hitting Penelope here. Larry down to his last hit. This could become a problem. But he manages to swipe left on Penelope and move on with his life. That is very true, Choke. That is, perhaps it wasn't sexism, but regulatory practices. Link now progressing through the closest thing we have to an auto-scroller, the auto-jumper level. These clouds continuously bounce you into the sky, so you're not able to land and walk. Larry's still trailing just one stage behind as Link takes on the Crimson Hay Baler. This is the second non-car in the Wacky Races lineup. Oh, and I'm behind on the bosses here. Sorry about that. Let's get it caught up. Link makes quick work of the Crimson Hay Baler and moves on to the Suburbia level. Yeah, this is a very short game, JoJo, so, like, even the smallest thing can have a pretty big effect on your time. You know, when the whole race is only, 20 to 30 minutes long, it doesn't take much to set you back. Link is just cruising through C2 here. He's on a mission. And Larry will join him, but about a stage and a half behind in Suburbia while Link progresses through the Night City. The Suburbia and Night City levels that the both players are on right now have the Piranha Plant type enemies, which are the ones I find the most annoying because they read your inputs, which is a fiendish thing to do, making them react to what you're trying to do, and it's a very simple but very effective way to make them kind of dodge your attacks. Meanwhile, Link will face off against the Anthill Gang in their Bulletproof Bomb. This is a criminal organization, a mafia of sorts, made up entirely of little people. Link makes quick work of their car. He will move on to stage C3. Larry will also take on Bulletproof Bomb. See how well he can manage this boss. With Link's fight versus this boss, I'm not sure there's a lot of opportunity to make up time here. Link is really opened up the engines here in the later levels, and he is going full tilt. Progressing quickly through the Southwest themed level onto the cave. Larry makes pretty quick work of the Anthill Gang, but he's gonna really need to do something here to catch up, because Link has apparently forgotten how to make mistakes. Link will face off against the Arkansas Chugabug, the easiest boss in the game, which they've for some reason saved for the second to last level. Yeah, I agree, Choke. It's not over until the last boss is dead, as some people in this tournament have found from experience. You can lose a race on the last boss. But it will take a mistake from Link to make this contest again. Link makes quick work of the Chugabug, as anyone would, and progresses on to the Easter Island stage. Larry's still right on his tails. Right on his tail. You gotta interact with chat to keep him happy, you know, Dig? Even if it's in a negative way. Larry will face off against Chugabug and have an equally quick fight, I'm sure. Meanwhile, Link is on the last segment of the game. Larry makes quick work of the Chug-a-Bug. So there's a couple trolley jumps here that if Link falls victim to, you could make this a race again. Oh! Link very nearly getting hit into the water by the trollfish there. Unfortunately for us the viewers, he manages to stay on the land. That could have been a very exciting moment there. Link will go on to face the Boulder Mobile, the final boss of the game. And barring anything exciting, it looks like this will be his race. And Link is finished with 20 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's get in Discord to see if he wants to do the post-game banter. So unfortunately for Larry, the no mistakes run that Link had is tough to beat. Yeah, I think every time I've gotten hit by that fish, I've been knocked into the water. But I don't know. Even when Link makes a mistake, he does it with that task style. I think we'll have Link in here in a moment. And probably Larry as well, because he is just about done here. And there it goes. Larry is done with a time of 22:13. Just about a minute and a half difference. And I think that was Link joining. Although it says he's muted.
Aha, I was muted.
Link, congratulations.
What's going on, BGT?
Not too much. We're just watching an exciting race here. Well played.
Yeah, like
Not very many mistakes there.
Behind me here.
What's that?
Looks like Larry wasn't too far behind me here.
No, not at all. He, I'm sure we'll get him to talk about it when he gets in here. And there he is, AngryLarry. GG, a very well played run. Unfortunately, not as few mistakes as Link made.
Hey, Larry, nice race.
Thank you. I had my mic off. I'm sorry about that. Good game.
I did that too when I joined the conversation.
Discord was yelling at me. It's like, we cannot detect your microphone. I started yelling right into the microphone. Like, can you hear me now? But good game, Link. What was that? I didn't really even see you. 20 something, right? 20, 47. Nice.
44 on my splits, 47, I think, on the.
Yeah, SRL had 2047.
SRL.
I don't know where I could have saved just over 2 minutes of time. I had a very sloppy B3 followed by C1, but we're talking like 9 seconds, 10 seconds at the most.
You had the Candyland jump was the one thing.
C4 was where I had problems.
Yeah, B3 was Candyland jump, and I don't know what happened. I launched a bomb, and like I've done that 100 times without issue since the last issue, and I guess I just threw it too soon. The dragonfly never ran into it, and whatever.
Yeah, I think
I felt like I had a lot of really clean boss fights in this run too, which I think probably is what was saving me a couple seconds here and there on my splits.
through A3, I was 14 seconds down on my personal best. So like I was really rocking A1, A2, A3. Gave up a little bit on B1 on the boss because I missed a couple bombs on the pattern. B2, I gave up some time too. I just don't know how. Maybe on the boss, maybe I missed like one bomb. And then like B3 was a disaster. But then again, like, you know, I'm not saving 2 minutes. So you crushed it.
Yeah, looking back at my splits, it looks like C3, my previous PB, must have had a huge problem because I went from 10 seconds ahead to 45 seconds ahead on my splits. So whatever I did there in my former run, I cleaned up in this run for sure. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold on your splits there this run, Link.
Yeah, I had a ton, and you know, I kind of practiced before the race. I practiced the first couple stages and the last few stages, which I think are, you know, the first few stages you can kind of make some mistakes and go on tilt, and then I feel like the last few stages are really the harder ones.
Yeah, it was kind of funny
C2,
to
C4.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to watch because like early on, you guys were neck and neck, and then Larry missed the Candyland jump, and he was just, I mean, it really looked like he was only the 15 or 10 seconds that costs you behind, and then just you started having just perfect boss fights toward the end, and Larry was just making a tiny, you know, like one missed bomb here and one missed bomb there, and it got away from him.
Yeah, I had a hard time. I like the more I Peter Perfect, the boss of B1, seems like the more I fight him, the more I just don't remember his pattern, or I just whiff on bombs, and then you're like 2 bombs behind because you keep trying to, you know, steer the ship correct,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're missing the bomb behind them again, and whatever.
It's very easy to get off timing on that one and on Penelope. You know, both of those two
Oh, that
are.
was the
I
worst
feel
Penelope
like
pit stop fight I've
the
ever had.
pattern for Penelope to me is one makes it one of the easiest boss fights.
Yeah,
And
it's just.
I know a couple other people have problems with it, but I think to me that one's one of the easiest. But the hard one for me is the Anthill Gang. I really struggle with that one.
The Anthill Gang has projectile timing that's kind of like a little bit off from
Yeah,
other bosses, but
like
Penelope pit
it's
stop.
targeting you, and you have to kind of pay attention to when it's going to shoot so you can get
Yeah.
out of the way, and that just keep getting the pattern straight with the shooting has caused me a lot of problems.
In the limited practice I did this morning, I actually did Penelope pit stop better than anything else. One of the reasons was I watched the Choke Me I Like It versus Coach Crab race this morning from last night, and I saw which Choke was standing against her, like one tile off when she jumps down, where he can just turn around, hit her with a bomb, and then turn back around, and she just kind of jumps over you.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
that first stare, that's where I sit.
yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do that. And for some reason this time I went in there and I missed the first bomb, I missed the second bomb. She hit me like 3 times, and now I have 1 heart. So I'm like, all right, safety.
I was worried she was going to swipe left on you in that fight.
I don't know what that means,
I don't know
but
either. That's just what the kids
she's,
are saying. I'm trying to be cool,
That's what
but
Larry.
I think
kids are saying these days.
I think it's a great time to plug kwtf.net if you have any. It's a charitable deduction.
Yeah, kwtf.net from our friend in the tournament, Joshy D. Some sort of a local radio station from Northern California. Donate today.
You guys play tomorrow, don't you? Tomorrow afternoon.
That is
Tomorrow
correct.
morning.
It's a nooner for us.
Oh, it's noon for you guys.
Yeah.
I thought it was in the schedule as noon for Eastern.
I hope not. It should be at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, no, it is definitely at 3 p.m. Eastern. My bad.
But yeah, so we have that match coming up. We'll have Link versus Buzz Thunder sometime coming up.
I think Buzz was talking Monday because he's out on he's at a Neil Diamond concert over the weekend.
It's Neil Diamond,
Right.
huh? I thought it was Bare Naked Ladies, but
No, I think it was Eddie Money, and then he corrected me with Neil Diamond.
I see. But yeah, good race, both of you. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Anyone have any dig shake jokes?
I think I'm fresh out of dig shake jokes tonight, unfortunately.
If you want a dig shake joke, just go into the archive and watch any of his races.
There you go. There you go. So Larry, Choke points out that everyone's a winner of this race. Link gets a shot at the title, and you don't have to play this game anymore.
Choke and eat a, you know what? But what was this question? I'm sorry.
He just pointed out that everyone's a winner because you don't have to play this game anymore.
I actually, you know what? I actually do like this game, but when I was sick, this game was making me miserable. Just in doing poorly in practice and just physically making me like feel worse.
The way it lags when there's too many enemies can really like, it's frustrating and it gets to you.
It's a refresh rate kind of thing or something that was going on. It doesn't affect me now, but it was like really because, you know, I was winning.
Yeah,
when I was winning, it wasn't affecting me.
I feel like this has been a heck of a turnaround. I felt like after the first two races, I figured you had kind of phoned it in and you were headed for ultimate loser. And then there was the sickness ended, and then there was some practice time, and then it was a total 180.
Yeah, I tell you, I was feeling like, you know, I have to just win one game. You know, whether that's in the losers bracket is even perfect because I just, you know, then I play the minimum 4 games. But then I had a tie, and then I had the tiebreaker race. So I played like the maximum amount of games, and I still didn't either win or totally lose.
Yeah. Well, if you had won, you would have had one more game. So not quite the maximum.
No. But certainly 5 is more than everyone else in roller games had at this point.
So, yeah, I guess.
Hey, Link Sevens, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You have anything in mind that you're going to redo your pick for Monster in My Pocket, or are you going to pull out something different this time?
That's a good question. I'll have to think about that one. I think Monster in My Pocket is still on the table. It's still a game I want to learn. But there's, you know, the NES library runs pretty deep, so there's a lot to pick from. So I guess no final decision yet, but it's on the table for sure.
Going forward, not this month, but next month, should we try to implement a rule where you cannot nominate the game that was nominated last month? Like it has to have a 1-month cooldown?
I think that's a fair rule.
Even if it didn't get picked, you're saying like, oh, can't keep nominating the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, or some type of Major League Baseball, Baseball Hall of Fame kind of rule where, you know, if it's nominated 3 times in a row and doesn't make it, then it can no longer be on the ballot.
I don't know. I mean,
are you done playing?
It's worth discussing while I'm still interviewing, but.
But I'm assuming since you let the hound in.
Since I let the hound in, yes.
The insistent.
The actual race part is over.
Okay, I was gonna say because she's insistent the whole time you were playing that she wanted to be with her papa.
Yeah, the dog wanted to sit at the window and bark at people walking by.
Does your dog bite you like Dick Shake's cat bites him?
What's that?
I said, does your dog bite you like Dig Shake's cat bites him?
No, she doesn't bite. She licks.
My cat does that to me as well. I feel Dig Shake's pain there. He comes and he's like, hey.
So that back to your question, Larry. I that was, I think, one of the reasons I was considering maybe not nominating Monster in My Pocket again, just so I'm not pushing the same thing over and over again. But whether it should be a rule, I don't know. Maybe.
See, I'm all in favor of making like stupid things rules, and that just seems silly enough to make a rule. It's just, you know, because I like to draw out the rule book on a silly, nonsensical thing like people playing video games over the internet. Like it's got to be like a 19-page rule book for me, and I'm right at home. I'll sit there and I'll type it out all day.
Yeah, so we should make the rules about nominating games as complicated as possible, is what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. Like you cannot use H, J, K, or L in the title of the game this month. Hey, chat, let me see your tyros, please.
A little Vim reference.
Yeah.
A little what reference?
Vim reference.
Is that what you use, BGT?
I've used
Yes,
Vim in
yeah.
the past.
That's the
I didn't know
one.
Normally not these days, but I can get around in it. All right.
Yeah, we had a lengthy discussion about my strange keyboard in Discord today.
Yeah, I saw most of the discussion. I don't think I saw the actual keyboard. Maybe I'll have to look at that.
Well,
I
I'll
believe
post
I
a
used
picture.
the arrow key. I used the arrow key like 2 seconds after me and Choke made the bet.
You guys actually tried to go without using arrow keys?
Yeah, we were talking bad about you in private messages. And he's like, this idiot doesn't even use the arrow key. I'm like, I'm going to go the whole day without using the arrow key. And then 2 seconds later, I used the arrow key. I'm like, whoops. I really tried not to as well, Choke. But the problem was, I think I was doing it and not even having a understanding that I was even using it. I think it's just part of my routine, like using right mouse click. Certain percentage of the population can't do that.
Yeah, I do have a right mouse button.
So Larry,
I'm not
what's
lacking
next
there.
for you?
What's next for me? That's a great question, Link Sevens. Well, considering how I like to play randomizers and stuff, I think I'm going to do poorly in some randomizer races for the rest of the weekend. Just like I actually dropped a bomb today against a one-on-one versus Dig Shake. So here's the situation. 55 minutes, I have 5 gems placed. It looks like I have to get the boots to get the Palace 1 on the Eastern Continent. So then I start looking for the boots. But before that, it was super lucky hardcore go mode. And I ran into the item room in 6. So it was the item room turned right around. 35 minutes later, boots were in that item room after I've exhausted every other option. And then, then Dig Shake duns. And I lose. But had I just went in there, got the boots, I could have done that seed in like an hour and 1 minute. And
I have a tendency, when I see that Palace 6 item room, I have a tendency to want to go get the item, even if I don't need it. And I almost have to force myself, if I have everything I need already, I have to like force myself, like, hey, no, like, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
It's hard not to want to collect.
It was ridiculous because, I mean, I had everything I needed. I could have used another heart container or something, like Vanity, like that would have helped me out in the long run, perhaps.
It's hard if it's the boots. Like, you don't really know you need it.
No, because you can see Palace 1. It was north of the raft spot. It's just there was a mountain in the way and water. So I'm like, all right, I just had to find the cave, go around, no big deal. Nope.
No cave.
No cave.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want to race with us in July, please go to challenge.com/SHIT02. That's challenge.com, SHIT02, and fill out the application to join us next month in July's tournament. And I have a feeling July's tournament is going to be a little bit extended. And I'll go on I'll make an executive decision here. July's tournament may span through the first week, maybe 2 weeks of August because of vacations and GDQ and all that, and Zelda 2 tournament and all that. So
yeah, there's a lot going on in early July.
Yeah.
Well, in this tournament, it's
I mean, it's only
extending into July too.
It's only one Zelda 2 race a week for the first 4 weeks, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, between the holiday and GDQ,
you guys are both in the tournament, right? I don't have to ask you, BGT. Link, you're in the tournament, right?
Yep.
All right, good.
Yeah, I'm excited to go 0-4. That's going to be better than my 0-2 last year.
Too. I feel like one-on-one, I never have a chance against anybody. But if there's like 6 people in the race, like maybe I can get second. Like that's my confidence level.
But you can never get first, huh?
Can I get Tyros in chat, please?
I feel like you know so many randomizers at this point. The only one I've really done so far is Zelda 2. There's all the, Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior.
Dragon Warrior is pretty easy to pick up. Like, that game is not very complicated.
And it's a lot of fun. Except when you can't find Caitlyn and you're spending 40 minutes looking for it. That didn't just happen an hour before this race.
Yeah, it has the same overworld sort of problem that Zelda 2 does. It has a fairly large overworld, and it's very difficult to keep track of where everything is.
But it's worse because it's got the random lakes and like you can be going east, and east can split 3 different ways.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
well, how the hell do I track that? There's so much to comprehend when it goes to that game. And then like you have like Cantlin was in the center of the map, but accessible only from the south. And it was like a little peninsula.
Yeah. You got to be
And
very mindful of like making sure you explore all of the borders.
Well, thank you for the restream and picking it up. And Link Sevens, congratulations and good luck against Buzz. I am pretty sure every single person is rooting for you.
And thanks, PGT.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for the race. It was great to watch. Hopefully the commentary was acceptable.
Have a good night, guys.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will probably send you... Let's see. Where can we send people? Oh yeah, I should stream working on Splode Choke. That's a good idea. I am going to take a short break though, and then I will be back and do some game development streaming. Probably not for too long tonight because I need to actually package up the game and build it for other platforms and stuff. But I'll be back in a bit to do that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys around.